it's Laynie and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, oh my goodness, thank you so much. It seriously means the world to me. I'm super excited for today's video because we're gonna dive into some new products, and who doesn't love that? If you enjoy makeup content, fragrance content, and lifestyle content, make sure you click that subscribe button, join the fam, you will not regret it. Today we're going to be diving into two products. For a second I wanted to call it the Super Power Grip, but it's just the Power Grip Primer and their new powder foundation. So if you want to see me give these a go, then just keep watching. If you can't tell, I already did my eyes for the day. I thought that would be easiest since powder might be kind of hard to correct if I get a lot of fallout. I do want to start by talking about the Power Grip Primer. I believe this is supposed to be a lot like their Jelly Primer, which I am obsessed with. It seriously took me too long to try it. It's amazing. I love it. I'm hoping this is even better. So this comes in at $10, so super affordable, which I love. It claims it has a gel formula that grips makeup for long-lasting all-day wear. Okay, I'm intrigued. Moisturizes, preps, and gives skin a soft focus effect. Love that. My skin has been so dry this winter. Goes on clear with a translucent finish for all skin types and skin tones. Awesome. And it has hyaluronic acid, which I am a big fan of that. And all for $10. I love it. So it says to apply to face with your fingertips, pat into skin, and let it sit for 30 seconds before applying makeup to really get that tackiness going. So let's put it on the face. I do like the color they went with. I think this looks a little more sleek, a little bit more high-end versus the Jelly Primer, which was all pink. I mean, I love pink, don't get me wrong, it's my favorite color. But I do think this will probably grab the attention of the average makeup wearer. It's a little more sleek, a little more modern. It's definitely a liquidy gel formula that I'm going to rub it on and then I'm going to like pat it. I don't know. I just, patting it all the way in, I feel like I need to kind of like put it where I want it and then pat it. Maybe I'm overthinking this step a little bit, but it's feeling real tacky though. I almost feel like I could go in with like just barely more, but my daughter's playing with her toys upstairs. It sounds like she's bowling. I am definitely going to conceal these under eyes because I just can't skip that step, so let's do that real fast, just using my Joa concealer, which I'm a big fan of. I was going to use my finger and then I was like, nah, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like my concealer is applying really any different than it normally would so far. I think the real test will be how foundation applies. And I'm definitely excited to see if it helps powder foundation kind of stay put, if it helps the powder foundation not sit too dry on my skin. My skin is extremely dry this winter, like so beyond dry, which is crazy for me. I'm like, whose skin is this? I used to have oily skin. I'm gonna go in with a little under eye brightener because I just feel like I need more. Okay, I think that looks much better, and it'll look even better when I get it all put in place with some powder. Now, a little bit about this new Camo foundation powder foundation. It's been a while since I've used all powder. I'm a little nervous. It's been a minute. I'm like, ooh, am I gonna look really old and dry? So this claims to be long wearing, buildable, medium to full coverage. Okay, I like that. Natural to semi-matte. I really like the idea of a semi-matte finish that creates an airbrush shine-free complexion. Okay. Great for all skin types with oil control skin concerns. It won't clog your pores. Powder sponge included. Lock-on primer powder. Helps your product last on skin all day. And it's talc-free. That's actually impressive for $11. Very happy with the packaging. I think it looks sleek. It honestly looks like something that would definitely cost more than $11. There's a really nice mirror in there. That's impressive. And it does come with the sponge. I think I will give it a go with the sponge at first on one side, and then if I'm not loving it, I'm going to go in with the brush on the other. I picked up the shade Light 210N. So that looks real dark. I hope it goes on lighter than it looks. It does seem to have a really creamy consistency on the sponge. Oh, that's dark. Ooh, we're going to have to bring this way down the neck. Oh no. Oh, I gotta trade this out. Nope. Oh. No. I literally went to Ulta and exchanged it, you guys. I'm back. The lighting's different. I did obviously remove that powder before I left because I looked crazy. My skin feels very dry now because it's so cold out. So I'm applying just a little bit of some rosehip oil to my face because it's cold and dry. I'm gonna have to go back in with the primer, 2 pumps. I did leave my under eye concealer on, so I probably looked a little crazy at Ulta. And I even left these clips in my hair. No shame. No shame. My bangs will probably never bounce back after having those clips in there for so long, but it was worth it to get a color that works. And then I did an impulse buy while I was there, so we're gonna test that out too. So this time I picked up the shade Fair 140W because I was afraid to go to the lightest shade that I'd look ghostly. I'm nervous, like I really hope I got the right shade this time. Oh, so much better. So I will go in with the sponge once again. I don't know if that'll do it justice, but it looks very creamy. Oh, this color is so good. Okay, yay, I'm so excited. Okay, yeah, I figured I wouldn't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna go in with my handy dandy, just my sponge that I would use when I put on my liquid foundation, because that I've never really liked the sponges that come in those. This is the Luxie 532 Round Top Blender. I'm sure you can get more coverage with a sponge, but I don't like those that come in there. So far, the color is so much better. So far, I'm not loving it though. It looks very dry. It's been so long since I've worn a powder. But that's what setting spray should help with. I really like the coverage though. Like, this is something I feel like I would definitely dust over top of my liquid foundations because I love powder over liquid. It does have a relatively smooth appearance for powder, like it doesn't look dusty on my skin. But it definitely, it looks quite heavy. It looks very heavy for me and what I like on my skin now. The coverage is awesome. Like, I'm really impressed with that. It honestly is sitting around my nostrils really well, which can be a very tricky area. I'm gonna put a light dusting under the eyes with this stippling brush, just because I feel like the colors aren't quite meshing without adding that over top. It reminds me a lot of the Aquasurance powder. Aquasurance. Is that Catrice? Is it so? I'm blanking, but it's, I know it's called Aquasurance. It reminds me a ton of how that sat on my skin. Like, I don't hate it, but I'm not like loving it. It doesn't look powdery, which is nice. I do feel like there's sort of a glow in there for a powder. Like, not a shiny glow at all, but it does have like a buttery look to it, just like it did on the sponge. It looks very heavy on my skin compared to what I've been liking lately. Pretty darn high coverage. The pigment is there for a powder. I do want to go in with some other products to see how they sit on top and kind of give me some dimension to the face. So I'm going to be going in with my Too Faced Natural Face Palette. I'm trying to use this up. I really think this is just going to be like something where setting spray is going to make the total difference. If you love ultra like matte, full coverage, you struggle with very oily skin, you might not want to set with a setting spray, but I still, even when I had oily skin, I was all about setting sprays. I was just telling my cousin this because she was saying she feels like her foundation and stuff just looks too like dry and kind of cakey on her skin. I was like, do you use a setting spray? And she said no. I was like, oh, try a setting spray. I really feel like it is a game changer. I'll tell you what though, adding some bronzer, getting some definition back in there, it just makes a world of difference. My eyeshadow, I've been gone so long, my eyeshadow's creasing. The struggle is real. I don't know why my eyeshadow I even used an eyeshadow primer. If I go in with a dark eyeliner like I did, how I smoked it out, you best believe it's going to crease on me. I think I'll go in with a non-radiant blush just because I'm curious about how it wears on my pores, since I do have large pores. And I think I'll put just a little bit of highlighter, but make sure I put it on the outer edge of my cheek so I can really get an idea of what those pores look like, because that's going to be a real test for me, because right now they actually do not look bad. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of a pinky highlight just for a little fun. Look at, just like, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but in person this has a nice, like, really pretty pinky effect. A little bit of the gold highlight in there on the Cupid's bow and the nose. I do want to pop on a lip really fast, and I've been wanting to do the popsicle lips. I think it's so cute, and it's been a while, so I'm gonna go in with some lipstick. I'm gonna do a little bit of lip liner. I'm really not overlining, I'm just kind of coloring in the very top edge of my lip. It's nice when you can find those lip liners that really blend in. I wanted to get a lip stain for those, but I was like, okay, you have enough lip products, make it work with what you have. So that's what I'm doing. Just a little. Because my winter lips look real dry, like very dry, but simple little wash of color. Okay, now let's definitely try out the setting spray. This is the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. It was 10 bucks. It was in line at the checkout, so it got me. It says lock your look down from AM to PM with this lightweight makeup setting spray suited for all skin types, infused with green tea, cucumber, and aloe, known to nourish skin and make makeup look fresh as though you just applied it. Okay. You know, I must say this powder by itself, I wasn't liking how it looked. But now that I've kind of got some other products on top, I added a little bit of radiance through some highlight. I do feel like it looks really nice. It's a little, I feel like it's a little heavy around my mouth. So that's why I really think this is going to help so much. And then I'll go in with mascara, because I can't do mascara before this or I end up with mascara all over my face. Okay, here we go. And I promise I'm going to be doing a video on this soon. I just had some others I was already working on, but I will be getting a video on this up very shortly. That might be the first time in all my years of using setting spray that I prefer something without. Maybe it's this setting spray. I'm going to go in with the one I've been using, so that way, you know, tried and true. I'm used to this one. I've been using the Trader Joe's Watermelon Facial Mist. This is for refresh and hydrate, so I'm going to try just to add like a little bit to it to see if I can bring some glow in. Just like make it a little bit more hydrated maybe. And then I'm really going to focus on pushing in where I think it looks heavy. Not loving it. Okay. I'm really shocked to say, I hope you guys can really get a look at my skin here. I'm really shocked to say that I actually prefer it without the setting spray, and that like never happens for me ever. I'm not kidding you when I say I use a setting spray every single day, at least every single day that I wear makeup, which is 4 to 5 days a week probably, maybe more some weeks. I always use a setting spray, and I always think it makes my skin look better and products look more melted into the skin. I do think it helped adding that little bit of hydrating spray here. So maybe it's just like this isn't like the greatest one for powder foundation. I would be really interested to try that out once it warms up a bit with some of my more glowy ones to see how it keeps them on the skin. But the forehead like looks a little heavy. If I try this again as a foundation, I think I would go in very light over my forehead, because my forehead is where my aging is like really showing, like I'm getting some wrinkles. Hello, kids do that to you. But it looks a little masky on my skin. I'm not fully surprised because It's been so long since I've done powder. I will not say I hate this powder product, because I think for me it will serve a purpose. This is what happens when I don't put them in place when my hair is wet. I let it air dry how it wanted. Yeah. Always let your bangs air dry in place. Okay, with my forehead semi-covered up, because my bangs are doing some funny stuff, I think it looks much better when you can't see my forehead. I think it looks much better when you can't see my forehead, because I'm really not loving how my forehead's looking today at all with that product. The powders, the setting spray helped some here. I think this is one that I need to use less of next time. I think I would really enjoy it more over top of other foundations where I want a little more coverage. I do like the texture and the coverage of the powder. I think that's awesome. I don't think it's making my pores look worse, that's for sure. I think that they have looked better, but I do see some blurring going on. Now, if powder foundation is already your go-to, I definitely think this is worth a try. I think it's an adjustment for me because I really don't use powder foundation very much anymore. I do want to throw out though, back when I was in like high school and college, I used Bare Minerals powder a lot, and I actually am getting Bare Minerals vibes with how my skin looks right now. So if you do use Bare Minerals, now obviously this isn't like a mineral product, but if you enjoy the way that looks on your skin and that's what you're going for, this may be a really affordable option to try out. I also am curious to see how this wears as time goes on. I would like to see how it would look with some natural oils coming out, but I really don't think my natural oils will really come out today because it's so cold and dry here. In the summertime, this may be a new go-to. I'm not mad having it in my collection. I definitely think I will use it. I'll pop it over things. So yeah, it's definitely not a miss for me. It's not a thumbs down. I just feel like this probably isn't my type of product. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm not mad about how my face looks right now as if I cover up the forehead. If my forehead was showing, I wouldn't love it. It would make me a little self-conscious, as I feel like it's kind of emphasizing the aging process on my forehead. But overall, I think my products do look nice over top. I think my skin looks pretty good. The coverage is really good. So yes, I think that's my main thoughts. And I will check back in with you guys later tonight so you can see how it wears on my skin. Hey guys, it is 10 o'clock. I'm trying not to talk too loud so I don't wake up little girl. I just got her to bed. I'm super tired. I've only had this on for, look at my bangs. I have only had this on for 6 hours, but I want you to see what my forehead looks like. The forehead has honestly improved the most, and I'm filming this on my phone. My forehead has improved the most, but this area looks really not good. Now, we did eat Korean barbecue wings for dinner, which made a mess, and I wiped my face, so I lost coverage on the nose, like totally. I lost the coverage all like through here. And the only reason it doesn't look bad is because I have such a good color match that like you can't really tell it's worn off, but it looks very heavy. I've only had this on 6 hours, but honestly it looks like I've had it on like 10. Overall, I would not use this as a foundation again. I would use it to set over top of foundations for a little extra coverage, to set things with the powder, but I'm not loving this as a powder foundation at all. Like, no, it's not for me. All right, guys, I'm gonna go to bed now. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.